Sub-30 is like this barrier sort of thing between beginner levels and more advanced solvers. So today I'm going to be providing a few tips on how to get there. So first of all, if you're still using layer by layer, that is not the method that is going to get you to sub-30. I suggest looking into the CFOP method. I have resources on both the beginner-friendly version and the more advanced version of CFOP. So what does CFOP stand for? CFOP stands for cross, F2L, OLL, PLL, and then I'll break down some necessary knowledge and times for each of these 4 steps in order for a solver to be sub-30. The first step in CFOP is the cross, and at the sub-30 level, we want to build the cross intuitively and on the bottom. So 2 important concepts, I'll quickly go over them here. To build the cross intuitively and effectively, we want to actually solve the edges in the correct relationship to one another rather than solving them to their home right away. So for example, we can solve this orange one like this. However, we can also put red across from orange and then just simply put orange down, which has better finger tricks. And now these 2 pieces are in relationship to each other, correct? And then we could do a D2 to align those 2 pieces. The second concept I want to talk about is the difference between a good edge and a bad edge. So good edge is like this blue edge right here, which can be inserted into cross in 1 move, just like that. And then a bad edge would require at least 2 moves to be inserted. And if you stack bad edges on top of good edges, you could turn them into good edges while you solve the good edge. So for example, I'll solve this blue edge in relationship to orange, and that turns this green edge now into a good edge, and we solve in relationship to red and everything else, and we align at the end. So at the sub-30 level, you should be also trying to plan out maybe a piece or 2 during inspection on exactly what you're going to do before you even start solving the cube. Next step is the longest and hardest step in solving the 3x3, and that is F2L, or the first 2 layers, and I recommend spending around 15 to 16 seconds on solving the entire F2L. So what is first 2 layers? First 2 layers is the concept to pair up a white 2x1 chunk and insert them into the correct slot, and you do this 4 times around the cube to build the entire layer. So for example, this orange blue pair can be solved like that and then inserted, and this 2x1 column is done. So I'll quickly show you guys the 3 big cases, but I wouldn't be going into detail in this video. Before deciding which case you must have both components of F2L, the edge and the corresponding corner, in the top layer and separated. So let's take a look at the blue-orange pair right here, and that's its corner. So first we check the top colors. In this case, we have the identical top colors. When you have the same top colors, you want to hide the corner and teleport edge behind the corner to form a 2x1 pair like this. And then you can insert that. Another case that we can run into, let's take a look at the red and blue pair. Those 2 are the components. And in this case, we have the corner with the white facing on top. So when this happens, you want to hide an edge a certain way, stack the corner on top, and then reverse the hiding to get a 2x1. Again, I'm not going into detail for this. I have a complete video on beginners F2L. And lastly, we have the different colors on top case. So we'll be looking at the green-orange pair. So that is its corner and that is its edge. So if it's split like this, you'll determine whether or not it's a righty L, a lefty L, or a righty L. And in this case, it's a lefty L, so we can just insert like that. In order to get the step down in 15 to 16 seconds, this will take a lot of practice because F2L has so many cases, and the cases should be pretty clear in your head and you should be able to execute them quickly like this. So for example, this Christmas pair can be joined like that, and I just have to know that, and it comes with time and practice. After F2L, we enter last layer, which is just memorizing a bunch of algorithms, and the first step in last layer is OLL, and that gets all yellow on top. There are 10 algorithms for the beginner version, which is good enough for sub-30. And the first 3 algorithms will help you solve a cross on top, and then there's 7 different cases to orient all the corners correctly. And this step should take around 3 to 4 seconds. And I'm not going to go into detail because I have a video for that, and I'll put it up there as well. So for example, we have the boot. So that algorithm gets you all the cross pieces, and then you have to recognize one of 7 cases to get all of yellow on top. And the final step we have here is just PLL. There's 6 total algorithms. 2 of them will help you solve all the corners first, and then the remaining 4 will cycle the edges after the corners are solved. And the step should take around 6 seconds, 5-6 seconds. And if you add up all the splits, that's just right there, barely sub 30. And I'm not gonna go into detail because I have a video, so I'm just gonna do the 2 algorithms. So the first one solves all the corners, and then the second one cycles the edges so that the cube is solved. So that was a lot of information. Honestly, that's all the knowledge you need, probably even for sub 20. It's just a matter of practice and execution, fluidity, and all that. And I'm gonna insert some clips of me using these knowledge, and I don't know what times I'll get yet, but you guys will see. Just a few extra pointers. When during last layer, you probably want to learn all the correct finger tricks. You can watch my videos. All of those include finger tricks. You can use JPermbro, thecuber, any resource you want. Please check out those great YouTubers for finger tricks because I think they are very necessary. And look ahead is another common thing that people talk about during F2L. However, I don't think sub 30 solvers need look ahead at all. Look ahead is predicting your next moves or your next pair before you're even doing them. So when you're solving your current F2L pair, you see what's coming next. But I don't think that's necessary at this level. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps.